Has passed. It's time for the Christmas beer season. We're going to show you some of the best.
In week 5 of the What's Brewing scavenger hunt, we're looking for something that might be right under your own beer glass.
He's Joe Sixpack. Don't play cards with him. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne, PA for a new edition of What's Brewing.
Brought to you in part by Montco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism Convention Board. Download the app.
By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Check in digitally to 5 or more breweries to score a free t-shirt. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com.
And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company. Visit conchahockenbrewing.com for the latest releases, location hours, menus, and online store.
You don't have to go away to get away. Go and explore. Find the small businesses that make where you live a community. When you dine, choose homemade. On a free weekend, discover the great outdoors. And if it's brewed here, enjoy it with friends. Support small for an experience you won't find anywhere else. Make it local, make it Main Street, make it Montco.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing along with Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow from WIP Radio. We are at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne, PA. A really fun place, part of the Bucks County Ale Trail. Look at this nice array. This beautiful flight, right?
Good. Which one are you drinking there?
I am drinking the Umber Harvest. It's like a holiday fall ale. It's delicious.
Yeah, nice. This one's called Grosses Zeltbrau, which means, as we learned before the show, big tent beer. It's a nod to the Munich Dunkel beers.
Very nice, very nice. Good stuff. So we just passed one holiday. We're headed right toward Christmas. It is the Christmas beer season, which I like, except I've never quite figured out, like, what is a Christmas beer? Because it seems like there's several varieties here.
There are a number of them, and I sort of divide them into 3 groups. One would be the English winter warmers, which are they're sort of like a wassail, if you can think of, like, going
like
out
it.
carrying.
Sounds good.
Belgian strong spice is another one where you have that really big kind of strong beer that's made with a Belgian yeast.
Yeah,
and
be
often
careful with those. Those get pretty high
exactly.
ABVs.
And then finally, it's basically whatever. Anything that's in a can that looks like it's Christmas, it's a nod to the Christmas or holiday.
Well, mine, the Sierra Nevada, is maybe one of the first, maybe the first that ever did this. They've been doing this for 4 decades.
Yeah, that's a long time. This is the original sort of craft beer version. Christmas beer has been around for millennia.
Yeah.
But they didn't invent it, but they certainly, in terms of craft beer, I would say definitely this is the one of the big first ones.
And it's an
so
IPA,
noticeable.
which I don't always, I love an IPA, as you know, but I don't always associate that as a Christmas beer. But this is what they do from Sierra Nevada. Here's to you. Cheers. Happy holidays. See, I like that a lot.
It's a classic IPA. Yep. It's bitter. It's not juicy. It's not hazy.
No, it's
hoppy.
Exactly. So this is a Christmas beer just because of tradition?
I would say largely anymore, except it is, boy, what a great tradition. It is one of my favorite beers in the whole world. It's just fantastic.
What do you got?
I've got something that is a little bit, maybe even more traditional. This is Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale.
I just like the bottle.
It is a beautiful bottle.
I just need to interrupt you. I like, to me, and I don't know why, a Christmas beer should be in a bottle, not a can. I drink 90% of the beers I drink anymore out of cans. But I like a beer out of a bottle if it's a Christmas beer.
I agree, because a Christmas beer should be special.
And
there you cans don't seem special as much anymore.
Right, yeah, okay. I love the look of that. By the way, Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale for a while in my life, that was a real go-to. I haven't had it in a while.
The other thing that's nice about this is the actual label. It's redone every year, so you can tell what year you're drinking. I don't think this beer really ages particularly well, so do
We
drink.
better drink it fast.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get to it.
This is more of a typical British, maybe more of a bitter type of beer, but it's not spice. It is somewhere fits between a bitter and a dark beer, I guess. So
Well, let's try it.
look at that. It's a beautiful beer too.
Oh, that's a winner. So what's the alcohol level on this thing?
This is only 6%. It's not a big, strong
All right,
beer.
so there you go. This is a nice evening's work right here, right?
I love it. It's got, it's all to me about the malt in this beer. It really carries, it has a kind of a
Very
fruity
British.
essence to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, give me a couple others that people may want to be out and look for. Now, next week we're going to do locals. This week we're doing national Christmas beers. So what
Exactly. We have a bunch of them here. Just a quick note, this is the Breckenridge Christmas Ale. It's been around for a long time from Colorado. This is a new one, I think, in the Philly market. It's been around from Cleveland, Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
I like their stuff.
Barrel aged.
Okay.
So this is more of a celebratory style. I forget what the alcohol on this one is, 8.2%. So you could share that one. Love this can here. This is from Devil's Backbone, Naughty or
Naughty
Nice.
or Nice is a great name for
Like
a Christmas beer.
It's what's being called a cold IPA, which you and I are going to talk about in an upcoming show.
I'm in.
And this one, another great label, Freezing Season Winter Ale from Flying Dog.
Okay. It is nice that as the seasons roll on, you get good varietals, and this is a good one. All right, little news we need to get to in this episode. I was troubled to see that Bell's Brewing out of Michigan, one of my favorites, their Two-Hearted IPA is absolutely one of the top beers around.
Right.
Sold to Kirin out of Japan, huge national company. It seems to me whenever that happens, I worry that the beer goes down.
Yeah, it's a natural response when the big guys come over and take over a small brewery. Bell's has been around for a long time, one of the originals, I guess, in the Midwest part of the country. I was taken aback by it a little bit at first, but unlike other big takeovers of small breweries, I didn't hear the kind of pushback that you normally hear from that. I'm not sure why.
Okay, I don't know why. It makes me nervous. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to take a visit to a new distillery in Bucks County that should be a lot of fun. We are at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne. By the way, food trucks here, and I'm told they get a lobster truck here.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. All right, with Joe Sixpack, I'm Glen Macnow. This is What's Brewing.
This holiday season, where will you find yourself? Celebrating tradition or crafting your own? From awakening awe to igniting the night. Spend the holidays in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne, where I am enjoying this New England Fog IPA, as you know, my jam here.
Great name for a beer. This is the Big Oak Blend, a rye saison. I'm seeing a lot of beers made with rye. This is a good one.
Sam Stafford went to visit a new distillery, this Triple Sun Distillery in Newtown. Let's get that report.
Thanks, Glenn. Today I am at Triple Sun Spirits in Newtown, Pennsylvania, and I'll be talking to Danielle Witzig, the general manager of the Newtown and Doylestown locations. Thank you so much for having us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, so I already said you're the general manager of Doylestown and Newtown. What other locations do you have?
So our distillery is based in Emmaus, and that's actually where our first tasting room is off of. They started up there around like 2016. The owner of Triple Sun, Chris Kwan, started distilling quite a while ago. He actually started with brewing and then moved into distilling. He used to travel with his wife down to the Caribbean. She's in the travel industry. So he spent a lot of the time talking to locals and learning about rum. And then he took that back here. He moved into whiskeys. He's done a great job with our bourbon, and then we moved in. We have an awesome gin. We do a vodka as well.
So with all of those, what's your specialty? What's your special feature?
So I think that everybody would say something different. He
Okay.
loves the rums. I say that most of our locals love our bourbon. We sell out of it every time we have a release. It's the #1 drink that people order in here. It's our bourbon old fashioned.
So if I'm walking in right now, what would you give me?
I would give you a vodka basil berry.
Oh.
So it's one of the more commonly ordered drinks on the menu. Or if you're someone that likes a whiskey bourbon drink, then I would say our bourbon old fashioned would be your best pick.
Oh, okay.
This is the vodka basil berry. The drink is made with fresh basil, raspberry puree, lemon juice, simple, and Pellegrino, and vodka. And what we do when we first make the drink, we're actually rubbing the basil in between our hands. Yes, it's good, right?
Very good.
To bring out the oils and the taste of the basil. So we're mixing it in the drink, and then we slap the basil at the end of it again to bring out the oils and the aroma on the drink.
Wow, that's spectacular. And then you guys do have bourbons that you release. You said that you release them every like 3 to 6 months, but you have one that you just currently released.
So today is actually our bourbon release. I think we'll have another release again in January, beginning of the year at some time. And, you know, we still have it for drinks in the tasting room, but as far as public goes, we're definitely sold out. I actually made you one if you want to try it. It's our bourbon old fashioned.
So with the bourbon though, you said you still can make drinks here that people can come try it. They just can't buy the bottles and take home.
Correct. It's such a limited release because we are a small batch distillery that we only have a certain amount of bottles that we yield from each barrel.
Ooh, that's very good. Strong, but good.
It is strong. It's too strong for me, but it's liked by many.
So with all your bottles and all the stuff that you make at the distillery, do you have all of that available here that people can buy and take home as well?
Yeah, so everything's available in all of our locations. We all carry the same products. We kind of pride ourselves on being community-based, something comfortable that you can come to hang out with friends. We have a lot of different games that you can play. We do live music. It just depends on inventory and what is available in the distillery at the time. Some things take longer to age, and some things are kind of a quick turnover and easy for them to distill.
Is there anything special besides the bourbons coming out for the holidays and winter seasons?
I think that he might be working on a coconut rum. I'm not sure I was supposed to say anything about it, but I did. And I'm excited for that. That's supposed to release sometime in 2022. Again, it goes to his love for the Caribbean. And then we're going to be doing some other private label stuff as well.
Awesome. Well, Danielle, thank you so much for having us. And this bourbon's delicious, so Glenn, you got to try it.
Sam, that looks great. I want to try some of that bourbon. Joe Sixpack, you a bourbon guy?
I am. I like a mug of it every once in a while.
Mug. There you go. Paul Bensavenga was with us from the Bucks County Ale Trail, drinking the Umber Harvest made with rye. I enjoy rye as well. Here's to you. And you guys got a lot going on with the Ale Trail. Tell us, give us the swag first.
So this is the new Ale Trail t-shirt. When you visit 5 breweries or more in Bucks County, you send away and you get it for free. I mean, you know,
I like it.
What better
You know what?
thing?
Here's what I like. We got this, right? Did it, need it, did it. Did it. It's like
Exactly.
baseball cards from back in the day.
That's
Man,
right.
I have done a lot of these, Joe Sixpack.
We
There's
have.
no question about it, yeah.
Yes. And there's over 20 breweries, almost 30 breweries on the back of that. It wasn't long ago that there was 0 breweries in Bucks County.
Yeah.
This must be a great thing for you to promote.
Absolutely. There's nearly 30 brewery locations, and that's distilleries, breweries, and tap rooms. And yeah, it's been a great opportunity to move people around the county, to welcome visitors in. They visit 5 breweries, they get the t-shirt, so they're crisscrossing the county. They're visiting Peddler's Village, Sesame Place, all these different attractions while they're hitting the breweries.
How important is, from your point of view, you promote tourism, how important is just the craft brewing aspect for the promoting the whole county?
Yeah, it has really given us another story to tell. And we see people that come down from New York, up from Philadelphia. Obviously, the locals love it as well, but it gives us a new story to tell. And, you know, we're really looking to put Bucks County, when you talk about places in the Midwest, and, you know, we got Portland, Oregon, and Grand Rapids, and places like that. Richmond, Virginia.
Look at that.
We want to get Bucks County right in that conversation with craft brewers.
Well, and you really are, and it really is something. Bucks County is a huge place, and it really is something that, you know, as you see, you're in almost any part of Bucks County, you'll find a good brewery.
For sure. There's 600 plus square miles of Bucks County, and you can find a brewery right around the corner from Quakertown all the way down to Bristol and Morrisville. You know, we've got lots of them. We want to see people come out and enjoy the local brewery scene.
That's fantastic. You don't have to come all the way from Portland, Oregon to find Bucks County either. If you're in Philly, go up 95 and you'll find plenty along the way.
Sounds like a good project. And we are doing our best to support this by going to as many as we can. That's what we do. Coming up, by the way, our scavenger hunt. Ooh, a new week, a new challenge. You can have a chance to win a night of drinking with Joe Sixpack and Glen Macnow, maybe even in Bucks County. Paul, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne on What's Brewing. Glen Macnow here with Andrew Colligan from Conshohocken Brewing Company. Let's run down the new lineup of exciting beers, starting with Type A.
Our #1 selling beer, big citrus hop notes and nice dry finish, the quintessential American IPA.
Ring the Bell Pilsner.
That's our fastest growing brand. It's a smooth, easy drinking Pilsner to enjoy during a game.
Life Coach.
Hazy, 100% citra hop session IPA, the perfect beer for all day at the golf course or the pool.
Puddler's Row ESP.
That's our malty, roasty English pub ale, 2 silver medals at the World Beer Cup, maybe the best English ale in the country.
MC5, my favorite.
Double dry hopped IPA, it's all the juicy goodness you want in a hazy IPA.
Philly Vice.
It's our rotating series of fruited sours, light and easy drinking.
Mr. Robusto.
Dark chocolatey porter, perfect dark beer for a cold winter's night.
All exciting beers. Enjoy them all and a whole lot more at Conshohocken Brewing Company's 5 PA locations and wherever fine beer is sold.
Cheers.
Welcome back. We're at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne. Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. Look, is this a thing of beauty? Look at it. It looks like a Guinness, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I got a little one.
Yeah, really. Well, I get it. This is coffee. This is their cold. They cold brew their own coffee. Tanzanian peaberry, my friend.
That is pretty strong.
Keep me going all day long. Good stuff. All right. Hey, it's another week of our scavenger hunt that we're doing here on What's Brewing, and we have so far asked you to find and post, send us a picture of a t-shirt of a brewery, of a picture of you with a brewer. Since then, a picture of you with a beer mustache, a foam mustache. We got a bunch of those. And those are all coming in, and we're going to show some pictures to you now of some of those. The one with the brewer, by the way, Joe Sixpack, everybody knows Sam?
Well, we asked for a brewer without a beard because you get extra points, and apparently Sam was the only one anybody.
Sam's done more selfies than any brewer in America, but hey, it counts, and we appreciate it. From Dogfish Head down in Delaware, and we appreciate everybody making the effort to do it. It's a lot of fun. In the end, somebody's going to get a chance to drink beer with us, maybe more than somebody. We'll see. But keep sending them. And by the way, no deadline. If you want to start at the beginning and send a picture of you with a brewery T-shirt, you can do that. We'll even take the Bucks County Ale Trail. That would work just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's this week's challenge. It's a pretty simple one. Picture of you with a beer coaster. Now this one is special to me. I went to Dublin a few years ago, the Temple Bar. I saved it. I really like it. It means something to me.
That's very nice. Nice coaster you got there, Glenn. I got a couple here too. That's Germany. A couple of Germany. There's Stone. Maybe another German. I got a lot of German ones here.
I suddenly feel inadequate.
There's Belgium.
Right.
There's Belgium.
All right. Now here's the thing. Yours are all square. So here's the deal. You get 5 points for a square one, but the rare round ones, like I have, you get 10 points.
10 whole points for a
Yeah.
round. Okay, I
Yeah,
got
you
them
got any of
too.
those?
Nor'Wester, Triumph.
All right. Okay. All right. Anyway, that is the latest challenge. And send us your pictures. You can send it to any or all of our social media. I'm at Real Glen Macnow on Twitter and Instagram. Glen Macnow on Facebook. The show is What's Brewing on all those platforms. You are
Beer_radar at Twitter.
There you go. Okay, one other story I want to get to, and this is Professor Sixpack has to come back for this one. They did a study, read a story in the Wall Street Journal based on a study by a professor from the University of British Columbia who wrote a book. You could have written this. Drunk, how we sipped, danced, and stumbled our way to civilization. The theory, alcohol is not good for the human body. I mean, we don't really say it, but we kind of know
It has its effects.
It has its effects. You know, you can get into a bar fight or fall down and hurt yourself or whatever. But evolution wants us to drink. I'm delighted with that, he said, picking up a beer. Tell me,
Well, we've been drinking all our lives. I mean, all our millennia. Ever since we were standing erect, we've been drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
There must be some evolutionary reason that we do that, or at least that's what the theory is.
Yes.
I don't know what the theory. I don't know what the explanation
I
is.
wanted you to explain it to me.
I think it's a basic thing that. Life is really hard to navigate as a human being. So consider it a way to cope with it, a coping mechanism that also has the benefit of, being a lot of fun.
I like it, and I enjoy my coping mechanisms, all within reason. Coming up, we're going to talk to Harry Arnold. He is the guy who started and has built this tremendous place here in Langhorne. We're at the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow on What's Brewing. Welcome back to What's Brewing. He's Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow with the ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company in Langhorne. I'm enjoying a Can Crusher cream ale like I grew up on, Joe Sixpack.
Good beer to have. Nice standby. This is the Fog beer, which is called New England Fog, of course. I think this is the beer you open up the show with. Very nice.
Self-explanatory, good stuff. Harry Arnold started this place. You opened just this past summer, correct, Harry?
July 1st.
July 1st. And one of the things that impressed Joe Sixpack and I is for a new place, for a small place, you got a lot of terrific varieties going on here. You are a very versatile brewer.
Yes. I try to make the styles as varied as possible to bring in a larger audience.
Yeah, and they're all basic beers. I mean, these are styles that I sort of grew up on. That maybe some of them I think have been ignored over the years for in place of like very, very hoppy beers or sour beers. I mean, they're all. I know you make those beers, but you have a nice variety of really great basic beer here.
Yeah, this is the kind of place where you're not going to walk into and find 7 IPAs on tap. There's plenty of places where you can get that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Being my favorite style.
Yeah.
All right, what did you do before this? Because you said you started craft brewing in the 90s, right?
Yes, yeah, 96.
Okay. What did you do for a living? What was your job before that?
I worked for the phone company. Used to climb telephone poles, like the ones
right?
outside, yeah.
Verizon?
Yeah. Verizon,
All right,
yeah.
well here, listen. I got this Verizon box here, Harry, and I can't get this to work. Can you help me on this? Yeah. You probably saw a few of those.
What museum did you get this from?
Well, there you go. And you said,
I don't think he knows how to fix it, Glenn.
No, I
actually used to work on DSL.
Well, okay then. All right, we'll stay late. Okay. You said, because Joe Sixpack and I are both working well into our 90s as far as my retirement plan goes, but you retired at 49 to do this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I need your investment manager. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to retire but not only retire, but it's not easy to open up a brewery. Why did you decide to go and open a brewery?
There was a number of reasons. This show is probably one of them because there's an infrastructure, a support system within the craft beer community that you just don't find in most industries. And it was an easy choice, to figure out, all right, what am I going to do in my second career when I retire? And this was the obvious choice.
What do you like about brewing? You use the word community an awful lot here. Is that a big part of what's going on here?
It's a huge part of what's going on here. The styles of beers, the approachability of all those styles, most of them are sessionable. So, we're not looking to have crazy high ABVs. We want the community to come in and gather here and have a good time.
Well, we mentioned this is part of the Bucks County Ale Trail, and it really is part of the community. And it's one of the things I've always liked about being I'm a little bit in the business, is that people in this business support each other, and I think that's great. And that is part of the whole theory of the Bucks County Ale Trail. All right, I'm looking at your logo here, right?
Yes.
And that is a honeycomb. And I learned from Joe Sixpack that ARISTAEUS was not the god of honey, but it was involved in beekeeping.
Beekeeping, yeah.
ARISTAEUS was a Greek god who was into beekeeping, and thus and you brew with honey? This works for you.
Yes, I try to brew as often as possible when it's appropriate to put honey in beer. There are hundreds of different styles of beer. Of honey. When bees go out and feed on different plants, the honey is different. It tastes different. So when it ferments out, it leaves sort of an X factor behind that you know, it's subtle, but yet it leaves something there that you kind of wonder, well, what is that? And a lot of times it's just whatever the bees ate.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're a very smart man. So which of these might have honey in them?
The Big Oak Bend definitely has honey in it.
Right, it's this
Okay,
one
give me
here.
some,
This is
there you
the
go.
rye saison.
Okay.
Any advice for home brewers? We have a lot of home brewers watch our show. Any
nice.
advice to home brewers when brewing with honey?
Yeah, I like honey because it dries out a beer. You know, it can give you some sweetness depending on how much you ferment it out. But if you let it ferment out completely, it'll dry out the beer, so it'll still give you plenty of flavor, but not be cloying or, you know, too overly sweet. Yeah.
Gotcha. Some good advice there.
Yeah, well, listen, Harry, we have had a great time here today. Very impressed with your brewery. Very impressed with the flexibility of all of the things that you do, including the cold brewed coffee. Actually, let's talk about this for 1 second before
Sure.
we go. You do your own cold brew coffee, kind of as another thing. Explain.
Actually, my girlfriend roasts coffee, and she got me hooked on it. I used to be a tea drinker, but now I'm a total coffee snob. Tanzanian peaberry happens to be my favorite style of coffee, so I cold brew it and keg it, and we put it on the nitro taps, and it's delicious.
It's a man of distinction here, Joe Sixpack. How do people find your place?
Oh, well, we're all over social media. We have a website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the usual spots. Yeah.
And what are your hours here?
So during the week, we open up at 4, and on the weekends, we open up at noon.
Well, we've really enjoyed it, and we wish you the best, Harry Arnold. Cheers to you. Cheers to ARISTAEUS Craft Brewing Company. Joe Sixpack and I will see you next week. I believe it's another place on the Bucks County Ale Trail. We'll find out on What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Montco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism Convention Board. Download the app.
By Visit Bucks County, travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Check in digitally to 5 or more breweries to score a free t-shirt. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com.
And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company. Visit conshohockenbrewing.com for the latest releases, location hours, menus, and online store.